Good morning. There goes Phil with a load of dry corn. He's hauling a couple loads of dry corn here this morning. I think we're going to try and spread a little bit more of our gypsum. We got some stuff that needs to be spread or can be spread, and I've got a little bit of time here this morning, waiting on Brock to get here. He told me yesterday he was coming, so I assume that he is. But yeah, so we'll see if we can't get a load or two of gypsum spread out here while Phil takes this load in, and then we'll go shell some corn this morning. We have still got about 150 tons of gypsum sitting back here that needs spread out, so we're going to get started on a little bit more of that. Our spreader is still set up from gypsum from down to Berkey. We haven't spread anything since we've gotten it home. We're going to do some corn stalks back here, real close. These are corn stalks that are going back to corn next year, so that's why we're going to spread some gypsum on there, and it's close. So we'll go ahead and load up the spreader here and get it done. Well, we got a reasonable load on the spreader here. Brock called me, he's here, so I'm gonna go up and talk to him, and then we'll go spread this one out, and then we'll probably go start shelling. Did you win?
I don't really vote often. I got my first vote in.
This video comes out tomorrow, so I need to know if you won today or not. What's your exit polling data telling you?
I think so.
You think so? All right, we'll see. Brock's gonna be the newest village council member. We'll see. All right, so we got a little DEF in here. Is it full? Oh, it's already full. Okay, cool. Take this over and fuel up. I need the grain cart tractor fueled up and deffed up more, but you might as well do the combine while you're there. So they're over there on Tuttle Road. I'm gonna go spread a load of gypsum and then we'll go shell.
Can you bring this back?
Yeah, just bring it back. Okay, see that patch of volunteer wheat right there? That's where I blew the combine off after wheat harvest. It all grew. Okay, away we go. Putting 500 pounds of gypsum out here. See it hitting the corn stubble. I mean, I can. I don't know if you can, but yep. Okay. Good deal. This won't take too long to spread out. 25,000 pounds. Should do 50 acres. Is that right? 500? Yes, should do 50 acres. All right, we got that field done, the small one there, 22 acres, and we jumped into this backfield. There's 75 here. We won't get this one done, but we're making the perimeter and we're gonna spread until it's empty. Let's go shell some corn here. We'll finish this up. There's, I don't know, 15, 18 acres left in this field. Brock's here, so he's running cart, and I get to run the combine today. Well, I am glad we are getting most of this hybrid harvested. I don't know if we'll get quite all of it today. There's a little bit of it across the road. Some of it's the same, some of it's a different hybrid over there. But we're starting to see more broken stalks. The wind was not kind to us yesterday afternoon. But we're seeing exactly what I expected. So this is 10L16. It's an established older hybrid that has been awesome corn for us, but it is a known problem child when it comes to stalk strength and just overall plant health. And so we spray it with fungicide. We try and take care of it and do our best to make sure that it's protected as best we can, keep our populations a little bit lower. It's got a huge flex ear on it, so you can do that. But we also know that we can't leave it stand real late into harvest. And we're into November now, and we're starting to see the effects of some of that broken stalks and also the dry weather. So one of the things we know about corn hybrids is that if we have drought stress late, or really any stress, but especially drought stress, the corn plant is going to do everything that it can to finish filling out the ears, to produce as much grain and viable kernels, offspring, as possible. And so it will rob the stalk and the leaves and sort of start to cannibalize itself in order to finish filling that ear out. And that's a good thing from a yield standpoint. It is a bad thing from a standability standpoint, because if you start pulling nutrients out of the stalk in order to finish the ear, the stalks get weaker, and then they're more susceptible to wind and to breaking and having standability issues, which is exactly what we are seeing here. It's not the good ground, it's not the low ground that had plenty of moisture, it's the sides of the hills, the clay knobs, the worst of the worst ground, where the stalks were stressed more and the plants are starting to break over. And so hopefully the rest of the corn, the other hybrids aren't quite as bad. Like I said, we know this one doesn't have the best stalks to start with, and the fact that I've left it till now to harvest was probably not the best management decision on my part. But we're getting it now, and we should get most of it by the end of today. So I know there's 2 hybrids that is the majority. 3 hybrids is the majority of what we have left. I know one of them is really, really good on stalks. The other 2 are much newer, and we'll learn a little bit about them, but they should be better than this one. Just a little bit left in the point here. It looks like a lot, but it's not very many acres. Maybe 5, I don't know. Still fighting streaky spots of down corn. It's down, and then it stands, and then it's down, and some of it's soil type, some of it I think is just wind gusts. There's a bigger spot here. Most of it's feeding in okay, we just gotta slow down and let it go. There goes a deer. I just chased one out and he ran across the road and about got smoked by a truck. That would have been bad for everybody involved. Another one ran the smart way. There's just no cover over there. That deer does not know where to go. Back into the corn so we can chase it out again. She made it. Last pass. It is the last pass, right? Right? Yeah. See, I thought maybe there was a 9th row there, but nope, we're good. Cool. Alright, well, we'll get this unloaded. We're just jumping across the road from here, so I'll see if Phil wants to stop for lunch. Now's a good time. Brock doesn't even want to stop for lunch. That's okay. We're gonna jump across the road, do a little bit, get some end rows opened up.
Nathan, you there?
We'll see what Phil wants. Yeah.
You going to Wayne's or Bob?
Wayne's.
Okay.
We'll wait for this car and then we'll jump over there. This is crossing the road where I broke a closing wheel off of my planter. There's a driveway here and a driveway there, but the road was crowned too much in the middle and scraped the road, had to back off and go around a different way. Oh, he's calling me. So this field has a lot of end rows, a lot of different, well, there's 2 different directions that the rows go. And so we pulled in over here and we kind of did some ends, and then we went around this house, and now we're coming up along the road over here because these rows run this way and these rows run this way, so we got to be able to get to the middle. End rows, it's all end rows. We got this little jut out in the woods we're in now. How'd all that corn get over there? Weird. Oh, that's how. We may have found what is going to prove to be our worst cornfield of the year. This corn's not good. Now, a lot of it is that there are so many end rows, but also there's a lot of high ground. So I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but like there's a big hill. Big hill. It's the high ground. It's the clay knobs. It's the just not good productive dirt, right? We drop down there, it's a little bit better, but then you're along the trees and some of it drowned it out. In the back here, we drop down and it gets a little bit better, some of it. But having 2 sides plus the stuff that juts out into it surrounded by trees and just not great soil types in general is leading to a very, very red yield map. And we don't like that. None of it's been super good corn. There is some in the dips, the very low ground, that's not terrible, but there's just too much. It's not going to be productive here. So sitting at a 155 average. Hopefully it keeps climbing. The best parts of the field are still to come. It's all of this through the back over here. So we might make it up to, I don't know if we'll get to 180 average, but that would be about best case scenario at this point. Well, we made it through all of the north-south rows. This is the last pass of rows going this way, and now they go that way, which is why we have to do these rows first, because they're basically the end rows for all of those. And we do that because there's a dike over there, that this pink line, that it stops the water from washing and eroding that hillside. But it means the rows have to go that way. But then over here, there's another one on that side that it's complicated. That's just how we farm this field. So yield's gotten slightly better. We're over 160. it's still not great. But like I said, this out here is probably the best part of the field. So hopefully it picks up out there. We'll see. So there's been a few places where the corn's still standing reasonably well, and it just starts building up this fluff on the feeder house. This happens when we have really dry stalks sometimes, and you get a little down corn and it builds up more. It's really not preventing the corn from coming in and feeding in. It's just dry leaves and stuff that builds up on the feeder house. If it gets real bad, I'll stop and let it clear out, but usually every time I turn around on the end, it's starting to get really bad. Usually every time I get down to the end, it clears itself out. That one got bad enough I had to stop. You guys want to know a trick? If you back up really fast and then smash the brakes, sometimes that stuff feeds through. Or you can get some of it out at least. Shake the head a little bit and it'll go. Now it won't, but you know, whatever. Oh, it did. There it went. See? Just gotta shake it a little bit. As long as it's not pushing the stalks over coming into the head, I don't worry about it too much. But that one was starting to push out in front of the snouts a little bit, and the corn coming in wasn't gonna feed it, or was gonna knock it down before it could get to the snapping holes. So this is the last pass of that 110-day corn. There's a 108-day right there, and you can see it's standing much better, much more of the tops still in it. So that's a good thing. I've done just a little bit of it over there, and it was quite a bit drier. I mean, not quite a bit. This has been mostly like 17 to 18%. But that over there was like 15.5. So it'll be interesting to see once we get into more of it, if it's all that way or what. But there is some really good corn in here. There are spots where it's really good. And then there's a lot of spots where it's not really good, but that's okay. So, like I said, this is the good spot in the field. Even up here is pretty decent. So the yield's climbing, almost up to 170 average. 180 is not out of the question yet. Time for some lights. I tell you what, running crappy corn's getting old. Like, this is, ugh. I get the question a lot, not just from you guys online, but people locally and stuff. Everybody wants to know how's the corn, is it any good and stuff. And I've kind of been answering that the last week or so with, it's decent. It's not bad for as dry as we were this summer. It's okay. We had much better corn last year. And I'm fully aware that the last 4 days of corn harvest, 5 days of corn harvest have been in some of our poor producing fields. Tomorrow is going to be more of the same. Like, the next two fields are also poor fields. And then the rest of it is better fields. So we're in the middle of this stuff that I know is tough ground. I know it's not the best farms that we have. I knew it was going to be subpar yields. But it's getting old. It's getting frustrating. It's bringing our overall farm average down to the point where I'm like, this is not a good year. It's maybe going to be a below average. We'll see how we close it out, but yeah, not great. Ah, yes, the best part of the field that is a giant drowned out spot. This is another spot that we replanted with that 4430 this spring, and then it promptly rained right afterwards. So we have some very sparse plants in there, but nothing that's gonna actually contribute to the yield, and the best spots in the field are gonna be the worst spots because there's nothing there. That's the problem when we have a year like this. Like, you know, if you have a really wet year and it's wet all year, then the top of the hills and some of the stuff that's normally the dry ground still does really, really well. When you have a dry year and it's dry, you know, most of the year, the low ground, the bottom ground doesn't drown out, and it does really well because it holds more water. When you're really wet early and then dry late, you get the worst of both of those things, and that's what we're seeing in this field. Just, there's a little bit of some really good stuff where it didn't drown out, but where it did, it's zeros, and the top of the hills and stuff all burn up anyway because we still got too dry. So, well, the best part of the field was not the best part of the field this year. There was way too big of an area that was super thin, and that the water just devastated it. So all of this stuff that's red here usually is the nice dark green areas. So anyway, we just got a little square here to do in front of the woods, this woods. So this won't take too long, another 5 acres, something like that. We do have a few more end rows to do, but yeah, this is gonna end up, at the moment, being our worst field of corn to date. Operator presence switch fault. Troubleshooting required. Operator is out of the seat and the separator is engaged. Alarm will sound. Separator disengaged because operator is out of the seat. But I'm not out of the seat. We got like 3 acres to do here. It just shut down on me. There, it started back up. I wonder. I bet I know what happened. Not the same as what I would have thought it would have done, but a long time ago, when we still had our old 9660 combine, we were shelling corn one day. I was in the grain cart. Dan was running the combine. He had a code come up on the combine. We looked it up in the book, and it said operator seat switch fault. Operator seat switch has been closed for 6 continuous hours. Dan didn't get his butt up out of the seat for 6 hours and then threw a code. I'm thinking that that's what happened here. Is that it didn't sense any movement in the seat switch for a long time because I haven't gotten out of the cab. And so it just shut the combine down. I don't know. I saw it. Last pass here. That is a lot of red on that map. No good. No good at all. But nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. It is right at 7 o'clock now. So we will probably shut her down for the night, which is fine with me. We've had a big day. We've probably done 80 to 85 acres today, so that's pretty good. All right. Well, we're quitting a little early tonight, so we should be able to get a fair bit done tomorrow. We'll have another good day. Brock said he would be back. I might have to take him to the bar and drown his sorrows if he lost the election, or maybe we'll have a party and celebrate for him. I don't know. Either way. Yeah, I have some interesting stuff happening tomorrow. I'll probably fill you guys in on it tomorrow. But we're going to have to take a little break from shelling corn around lunchtime. So we'll see how everything goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Questions and comments, leave them down below. See ya.